Good day everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Erwin Angelo Vibaduria, your math teacher. For this video, we will be discussing simple annuity. At the end of this video lesson, you should be able to illustrate simple annuity and find the future value and present value of both simple annuities. Let's review the different terminologies of this discussion. Number one, simple annuity is an annuity where the payment interval is the same as the interest period. Again, payment interval is the same as the interest period. Example is below. The buyer of a lot pays 300,000 pesos cash and 15,000 pesos every month. So we have a payment of 15,000 pesos every month for 15 years. The money is 8% compounded monthly. If you are going to observe our 15,000 pesos monthly and 8% compounded monthly have the same payment interval. Okay, we should have the same payment interval in simple annuity. Now for general annuity, this is the converse of simple annuity. This is an annuity where the payment interval is not the same as the payment interval of the interest. So example, the buyer of a lot pays 300,000 pesos cash and 15,000 pesos every month. That is 15,000 pesos monthly for 15 years. The money is 8% compounded quarterly. So our 15,000 pesos every month is not the same as our payment for the interest because the interest is 8% compounded quarterly. Now, for the term, this is the time in years, but this is between the first payment and the last payment. Regular or periodic payment is denoted by uppercase letter R. This is the amount of each payment. Amount of an annuity, or also known as the future value denoted by uppercase letter A, refers to the sum of all the payments to be made during the entire term. So the entire term is the duration of the annuity in years. The last one is the present value of an annuity denoted by uppercase letter P. Refers to the sum of all the payments to be made during the entire term. For the formula of simple annuity, let's start with the annuity itself or the future value denoted by uppercase letter A, that is equal to the amount of the regular payment to be multiplied by our 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to n t minus 1 all over I subscript n over n. Now we have the formula here of our regular payment. We can have the formula of the regular payment by having cross multiplication. So in this case, we can cross multiply downward the quantity in our numerator and upward our denominator. So in this case, A is to be multiplied by the value of I subscript n over n. So here, upward from denominator up to A. And downward, the whole bracket of the quantity beside R. So we have all over 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to nt minus 1. Now, for the formula of the present value of an annuity denoted by uppercase letter P, we have R, the regular payment is to be multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to negative nt, close bracket, over, that is over I subscript n over n. Now we can also find the value of our R here, the regular payment, if the present value is provided here. So we have R. By cross multiplication, we can cross multiply this upward and the bracket downward. So we have R is equal to P, that is to be multiplied by I subscript n over n, all over the whole bracket beside R. That is 1 minus 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to negative nt close bracket. Let's proceed with our example. Example number 1. Find the annuity of a monthly payment of 2,500 pesos for 5 years with an interest rate of 4% compounded monthly. Now, let's identify first the variables of this item. So we have the first variable is 2,500 pesos, which is the regular payment. That is a monthly regular payment, monthly. The term is 5 years and we have an interest rate. Our I is 4% and the rate is also compounded monthly. Now if you are going to observe the period of payment of 2,500 and our interest rate have the same periodic payments. They are both in months, per month, every month. Meaning, this kind of annuity is a simple annuity. Okay? Now we are looking for the value of A. The value of the annuity. Find the annuity. So in order to do that, let's have the formula A is equal to R times the bracket of 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to nt minus 1 all over I subscript n over n. Now substituting the values, we have R. Our R is 2,500 pesos to be multiplied by 1 plus 0.04 over 12, that is in months, raised to 12 times 5 years, minus 1, all over I subscript n is 0.04 over 12. Now let's evaluate the numbers inside the quantity. We have 0.04 over 12. That is the same as 0.03333. 3 is a repeating non-terminating number. So we have 2,500 times 1 plus 0.003. And 3 is non-terminating and repeating. Raised to 60 minus 1 all over 0.003. Now we have 2,500 times 1.003 raised to 60 minus 1 over 0.003. Now we have to evaluate 1.003 raised to 60 and 3 is a repeating non-terminating number. So we have A is equal to 2,500 to be multiplied by, so that is raised to 60 and it is equal to 1.220965994 minus 1 over 0.003. And multiplying the numerators, we have 552 pesos and 4914849 to be divided by 0.003. Okay, dividing these numbers, it gives us 165,747.45. So the annuity or the future value of example number 1 is equal to 165,747 and 45 hundredths. Now let's proceed to item number 2. So for item number 2, we are asked to determine, or the question is, find the present value of a quarterly payment of 3,000 pesos for 7 years with an interest rate of 2.5% compounded quarterly. So we have to determine the present value. Okay, let's identify first the values of the variables that we have. So we are looking for the value of P. And then we have a quarterly payment. So we have a regular payment of 3,000 pesos, and that is in quarter payment. So we have quarterly. Our N is equal to 4. Next, we have the rate is 2.5%. Quarterly also. So if you are going to observe, the payment of our regular value is the same as the payment of our interest. That is they are both quarterly. So another, we have a term of 7 years. That's all that we have. So let's proceed with the formula. P is equal to R times 1 minus 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to negative nt, close bracket, over I subscript n over n. Substituting the values, we have 3,000 pesos multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus 0.025 over 4 raised to 4 raised to negative 4 times 7, close bracket, over 0.025 over 4. Now let's simplify first the numbers inside the quantity, the parentheses. So we have 3,000 is to be multiplied by 1 minus, that is 1 plus 0.025 divided by 4 is the same as 0.00625. That is raised to negative 28 over 0.00625. Okay? Now let's have the power of this 1 plus 0.00625. So we have P is equal to 3,000 times 1 minus 1.00625 raised to negative 28 over 0.00625. Now to continue, we have 3,000 is to be multiplied by 1 minus, we have 1.00625 raised to negative 28 is the same as 0.8399143194. That is over 0.00625. So we have to subtract this decimal number from 1. So we have 3,000 is to be multiplied by 0.160085 6806. Then we have to multiply the numerator. The numerator will become 480.25 70417 divided by 0.00625. And then, dividing this number, we have the principal amount of 76,841.13 pesos. Item number 3. Imbong started to deposit 18,000 pesos tri-annually. So that is 3 times a year. Tri-annually. And then, if the fund pays 7% compounded tri-annually, then how much money will he have after 8 years? So we are looking for the future value after 8 years. Let's identify the values that we have in our formula. We are looking for the annuity or the future value. So in this case, we have a regular payment of 18,000. R is equal to 18,000 tri-annually. That is 3 times a year. And we have the rate is 7%. That is triannually also. So we have, if you are going to observe, both uh, interval payments, both payments have the same period. We have triannually. And then we have t is equal to 8 years. No more, no less. So let's continue by substituting the values in our formula. So our formula is A equal to R times 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to nt minus 1 over I subscript n over n. So our regular payment is 18,000 to be multiplied by 1 plus 0.07 over 3 raised to 3 times 8 minus 1 over 0.07 over 3. Now we have 18,000 times 1 plus our 0.07 divided by 3 is the same as 0.023, and 3 is a repeating non-terminating number of this decimal number raised to 24 minus 1 over 0.023. Okay, so we have now to add the numbers inside the parentheses. So we have 18,000 times, that is 1.023 raised to 24 minus 1 over 0.023. Now we have to take the 24th power of 1.023, and that is equal to 1.739445789 minus 1 over 0.023. A is equal to 18,000. We have to subtract 1, so we have 0.739445789. Then we have to multiply both the numbers in our numerator. So multiplying the numerator, we have 13,310.0242 to be divided by 0.023, and 3 is a repeating non-terminating number of the decimal number. So to continue, the quotient is equal to 570,429 and 61 hundredths. So this is the annuity of Imbong after 8 years. For number 4, Mr. Pangilinan paid 100,000 pesos as down payment for a car. In this situation, Mr. Pangilinan availed a car and he made 100,000 pesos down payment. The question is, how is he going to pay the remaining balance? So this is the case. The remaining amount is to be settled by paying 13,000 pesos at the end of each month. So therefore, 13,000 is to be paid every month for 5 years. If the interest is 12% compounded monthly, then what is the cash price of his car? So let's identify the numbers that we have. Our down payment is equal to 100,000 pesos. Our regular payment is 30,000 pesos, and that is in months, monthly, so we have 12. And our interest is 12% per month also. So this is simple annuity. And then the term is 5 years. That's all that we have. Though the question is, how are we going to get the cash price of the car? The cash price of the car is equal to the down payment plus the total remaining balance, or the annuity of the balance that we have. So this is the annuity. So we already have the down payment. The only thing that we do not have is the annuity of the remaining balance. So we have to get the annuity of 13,000 pesos monthly for 5 years with an interest of 12% compounded monthly. So we are looking for the annuity of the balance. So we have annuity is equal to R times 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to n t minus 1 over I subscript n over n. And our regular payment is 13,000 to be multiplied by 1 plus 0.12 over 12 raised to 12 times 5 years minus 1 over 0.12 over 12. Now let's simplify the numbers inside the quantity. That's 0.12 divided by 12. That is A is equal to 13,000 times 1 plus 0.01 raised to 60. That's 6 at 5 times 12 is 60 minus 1 over 0.01. So to continue, we have 13,000 times 1.01 raised to 60 minus 1 over 0.01. And our A is equal to 13,000. We have now 1.01 raised to 60. The answer is 1.816696699 minus 1 over 0.01. So subtracting 1 from our decimal number inside the bracket. So we have A is equal to 13,000 to be multiplied by 0.816696699 over 0.01. So multiplying the numerator, the answer or the product of the numerator is equal to 10,617.0578 over 0.01. Now we have to divide this, and the quotient is equal to 1,061,705.71. Since we already have the annuity and we have the amount of down payment here, we can determine the cash price of the car. The cash price of the car is the sum of DP and A, the down payment and the annuity. Therefore, the cash price of the car is equal to down payment plus A, or the annuity. And that is, adding these two numbers will be 1 million, that's 100,000. This A is to be added by 100,000, that is 1,161,705.71. So this is the cash price of the car. Item number 5. Will borrowed 50,000 pesos. He agrees to pay the principal and interest by paying an equal amount of money each year for 2 years. What should be his quarterly payment if the interest is 8% compounded quarterly? So in this case, we are looking for the value of R, the regular payment, that is what should be his quarterly payment. Okay, so we are looking for the regular payment in quarter. If the interest rate is compounded, is 8% and compounded quarterly. If you are going to observe, the regular payment and the interest rate have the same payment interval, so we have quarterly. And then what we have here is that we'll borrow 50,000 pesos, and this borrowed money is what we call the principal value or the present value or principal amount, that is 50,000 pesos, and it is also stated that it will be paid within 2 years, so the term is equal to 2 years. So we're looking for the value of R, the regular payment per quarter. So we have the formula of P, which is equal to R times 1 minus 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to negative nt over I subscript n over n. Why do we have to use this formula? Because we are looking for R and that the present value is provided. We cannot use the other formula A is equal to R because the annuity is not given in the problem. So let's continue. Before I substitute the values, I would like to isolate first r so that the remaining side of the equation will be the values, will be the formula that we will be substituting the values. So we have to isolate by cross multiplication, this one, and downward. So r will be the remaining variable to one side of the equations, two sides of the equation rather, one of the sides of the equation. So we have p is to be multiplied or cross multiplied by I subscript n over n. That is all over the whole bracket of the number beside r. That is 1 minus 1 plus I subscript n over n raised to negative nt. And then we can now substitute the values. So we have r is equal to, our p is 50,000 to be multiplied by 0.08 over 4 all over the whole bracket of 1 minus 1 plus 0.08 over 4 raised to negative, our n is 4 by 2. Now let's evaluate first 0.08 divided by 4. So our r is equal to 50,000 pesos. That is 0.08 divided by 4 is the same as 0.02. And then all over 1 minus 1 plus 0.02 raised to negative 8. And then we simplify this number. We have to add this number inside the quantity. We have r is equal to, and we can now multiply the numerator, the values in the numerator. The answer is 1,000 over 1 minus, this is the same as 1.02 raised to negative 8. R is equal to 1,000 over 1 minus 1.02 raised to negative 8 is the same as 0.8534903712. And then we have to subtract this decimal number from 1. It will become, so we have 1,000 in the numerator. The denominator becomes 0.1465096288. Dividing these two numbers, we have the regular payment of 6,825 pesos and 49 centavos or 0.49. Okay, so our regular payment, the regular payment of will per quarter, quarterly, within 2 years is 6,825.49 pesos. For your practice, we have 5 items shown on the screen. Answer the following items and comment down your answer below. Before we end this video lesson, let me leave you this quotation from Mark Cuban. And I quote, "Pay off your debt first. Freedom from debt is worth more than any amount you can earn." With that, I hope you learned so much from our discussion. Have a great day.